Welcome to the Football for Kids podcast with me, Darren Rees. In this episode, we're going to be speaking about Liverpool and England legend, Steven Gerrard. Before we do that, we need to get into some of your shout-outs and your messages. Hi Darren, my name is Elliot and I live in Galway in Ireland. Could you please do an episode on Luis Suarez? I'm a huge Barcelona fan and I play for Taron FC. Hopefully, Elliot, I didn't completely butcher either the place that you live or the team that you play for, but there's a good chance I did. Anyway, a massive shout out to you, Elliot. Thank you so much for being a listener. Thank you for your message. I really hope that you're enjoying your football, and I'm sure your new season of football must be just around the corner, and I bet you're excited to get going again. The next one says, Hi Darren, my name is Sam Colville and I'm 9 years old. I live in Dublin, Ireland, and I play for Malahide United. I love listening to your podcast every single night. I support Newcastle United and have been to a few games with my dad, and we watch them on the telly every week. Please could you do an episode on Kieran Trippier? Keep up the great work. And Sam finishes his message with, E-I-E-I-O, up the Premier League we go. Great stuff, Sam. Thank you so much for your message. Thank you for being a listener. I really appreciate it. And let's hope Newcastle have a smashing season. And I hope that you get to go and watch them some more and you enjoy watching them on the telly with your dad. And the last one says, Hi Darren, my name is Harrison and I'm 7 years old. I am an Ipswich Town fan. We're going to have a great season. My favourite player is Christian Walton. I met him once. Please could you do an episode on him or Ipswich Town overall? Thanks, from Harrison. Well, Harrison, let's hope Ipswich have a fantastic season, and I really hope that they bring you lots of joy and lots of entertainment and lots of fun, because that's what football's about. Thank you so much for being a listener, and thank you for your message as well. Well, that's all we've got time for in this episode for shout-outs and messages, because it's time to get into the episode about the brilliant, about the magnificent, about the truly fantastic England and Liverpool legend, Steven Gerrard. Steven George Gerrard was born in Merseyside, Liverpool in 1980, and he lived on an estate called the Bluebell Estate. Football in Liverpool has always been a way of life, something which kids have been obsessed with there forever. And that was no different when it came to Steven Gerrard. Where Steven grew up, it was known for being an area where you had to be able to look after yourself. Steven's parents wanted to make sure that he was okay and knew where he was, but he was always pretty much in the same place doing the same thing, playing football. Steven joined a team called Wiston. His dad used to take him and he knew that Steven was gifted. One game, they won 27-0 and Steven scored 12 of them. He also just brushed it off like it was absolutely nothing. Steven was one of the best players in the team by a long stretch. He went past players like they weren't even there and almost always scored. The coaches spoke about his determination, his focus and his attitude. They knew because of how good he was and how seriously he took his football that he had every chance of making it in the beautiful game. Steven didn't though. He was just playing the sport which he loved. When Gerrard was around 9 years old, he was picked up by Liverpool and joined their youth academy. This was a dream come true for Steven Gerrard, and the Liverpool coaching staff quickly noticed how talented and how hard-working he was. He never, ever gave up. If he lost the ball, he would fight for it, giving it 110% every time, every moment he was on the pitch. He was exactly what every coach or manager wanted in a player. Steven's football became his dad's life. Wherever he was playing football, he would be there. Steven's dad would tell him that he had it. He had the potential to go all the way. But he told Steven that he has to work hard at it. You'll get out what you put in, Steven. As Gerrard made his way through the Liverpool Youth Academy, he played with some truly great players. But one in particular who he gelled with and played amazing football with was the great Michael Owen. We'll have to do an episode on him in the future. Gerrard and Owen were fantastic together, and they scored some absolute crackers. In 1998, Gerrard's dream come true, the team which he had supported as a kid. Finally, his time had come, as he was a substitute to make his first team debut against Blackburn Rovers, and what a moment it was for him and his family. Now Stephen was in the first team, he was playing with some of the most elite players in the world, like the great Robbie Fowler. If you haven't heard about Robbie Fowler, ask an adult who knows their football. Unless, of course, they're an Everton fan, and they might tell you something different. Gerrard's first ever first team goal came against Sheffield Wednesday, and it was an absolute screamer. He went past 2 or 3 Wednesday players, sending them crashing to the ground as he changed angles so quickly, before putting the ball in the back of the net. Gerrard ran to the corner and did a massive belly slide as the Liverpool fans went completely bonkers. Because of how good Gerrard was, he was attracting the attention of other clubs, but in particular, Chelsea, who made a huge offer to buy him for around £34 million. Fortunately for the Liverpool fans, Gerrard was staying at the place where he'd been a fan of, which meant so much to him. In 2005, Liverpool were making their way through the Champions League tournament, a tournament which they hadn't won for over 20 years. Gerrard was the captain and was desperate to win a major trophy whilst he had the captain's armband on. The semi-finals came round against Chelsea, and Liverpool beat them 1-0 to make it to the final, which would take place in Istanbul against AC Milan. Could Liverpool win their 5th European title? Could Steven Gerrard be another captain to lift another major trophy for the club? After 50 seconds, AC Milan scored. Steven Gerrard's Liverpool were down in the opening minute of the game, and then another 2 goals came before half-time. It was a disaster for Liverpool, a complete and utter disaster. The half-time whistle came and both teams went to their dressing rooms. Liverpool came out fighting in the second half, and Gerrard stuck one in the back of the net. Liverpool then scored 2 more goals to make it 3-3, and the game ended up going to penalties. And Liverpool won the game on penalties, and Steven Gerrard got to lift the first European title for over 20 years. Steven Gerrard went on to play 17 Premier League seasons for Liverpool, winning 2 FA Cups, 3 League Cups, and of course, the Champions League, as well as many other awards and trophies. He is a Liverpool legend and is without doubt one of the greatest players to ever play and captain the club. Steven finished his playing career at LA Galaxy in the States, and now he's enjoying being a football manager. Oh, and let's not forget that he played for England for 14 years, making 114 appearances, playing in major tournaments alongside some of the best players in the world. Steven Gerrard is proof that if you've got talent, you still must work hard. You must never give up, and you must give it your all. Because if you do that, you've got a good chance of achieving great things. I hope that you've enjoyed listening and learning about the career of Steven Gerrard so far. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about Football for Kids. See you next time. Oh, and here's a final reminder. Remember to get your questions in for the Q&A session. Send them in via voice note to footballforkidspodcast@gmail.com. The best question will win a skills ball.